December 15th, 2020, Cagnac-les-Mines, France. A cold, silent night, until, just before 11 p.m., two neighbors hear chilling screams and frantic dogs. The disturbance is brief, swallowed by darkness. No one calls the police. Hours later, the significance of those screams becomes clear. Delphine Jubillar, a 33-year-old nurse, is missing. Inside the house, Delphine and her husband, Cedric, live together, but are worlds apart. Their children, Louis and Elia, sleep through the chaos. Their son later tells investigators he heard his parents fighting that night. The argument, the screams, the barking, these are the last known moments of Delphine's life. Cedric claims he went to bed and awoke to find Delphine gone, suggesting she left for a walk. But her phone, car, and money are left behind. She would never abandon her children in the night. The village sleeps, unaware of the tragedy unfolding. By dawn, Delphine is gone. The house appears normal, but the silence is now permanent. The search for Delphine begins, launching a mystery that will grip France. Investigators are left with one central question. What happened after the screams faded? All evidence points to the one person left in the house, her husband, Cedric. The stage is set for a case built on secrets, lies, and suspicion. The silence of that night marks the beginning of a national obsession. Delphine and Cedric's marriage began like any other. Young love, 2 children, a home in Cagnac-les-Mines. Delphine worked nights as a nurse. Cedric was a painter with a reputation for volatility. By summer 2020, their marriage was over. Delphine wanted a divorce and had found new love with a man from Montauban. She was counting down the days to leave, exchanging hundreds of messages daily with her lover. Cedric, devastated and angry, couldn't accept her decision. He sent Delphine aggressive texts and made threats, even telling his mother, "I'll kill her and bury her. No one will find her." The house became toxic. 2 strangers sharing space, tension mounting. Delphine looked forward to a new beginning. Cedric watched his world collapse. This volatile atmosphere set the stage for the night Delphine vanished. The prosecution would later argue that jealousy and rage drove Cedric to violence. Delphine's hope for freedom was cut short in the most sinister way. The failed marriage left only suspicion and heartbreak behind. The disappearance was not just a tragedy, it was the climax of a relationship in ruins. The truth of what happened that night would haunt everyone involved. The timeline of Delphine's disappearance is a puzzle of conflicting accounts and digital clues. Delphine put her children to bed and texted her new partner for the last time at 10:30 p.m. Around 11 p.m., neighbors heard screams, possibly the moment everything changed. Their son Louis later confirmed hearing a fierce argument. Cedric claims he went to sleep, but his phone's pedometer recorded over 300 steps during the night, far more than he admitted. At 4 a.m., Cedric texted Delphine's friend, asking her to tell Delphine to come home. A strange move for a worried husband. He waited until nearly 8 a.m. to call police, reporting Delphine missing. The house was suspiciously tidy. Cedric had washed Delphine's duvet early that morning, claiming the dog had soiled it. Delphine's car was parked oddly, with condensation inside, as if it had been used and left to sit. Each detail contradicted the story of a simple disappearance. Investigators saw not a missing person, but a carefully managed crime scene. With no body or confession, the case against Cedric is built on a web of circumstantial evidence. His story changed repeatedly, and his calm demeanor struck investigators as unnatural. He tried to control the narrative, contacting Delphine's friends and insisting she left willingly. The washed duvet, the car's odd position, and his phone activity all raised suspicion. In jail, Cedric allegedly confessed to a cellmate and demonstrated strangulation to his new girlfriend. These confessions, though unverified, added weight to the prosecution's case. Motive, threats, timeline inconsistencies, and suspicious actions all pointed to Cedric. The prosecution argued that, woven together, these clues formed a damning tapestry. Cedric's defense, led by Emmanuel Franck, attacked the investigation as biased and flawed. They argued there was no direct evidence, no body, weapon, or verified confession. Every suspicious action, they claimed, had an innocent explanation. The duvet was just laundry, the steps, a technical glitch, the calmness shock. A key moment came when a gendarme admitted to a critical error in phone records, casting doubt on the investigation's integrity. The defense insisted Cedric was a scapegoat, targeted because police needed a suspect. They highlighted investigative mistakes and the lack of concrete proof to create reasonable doubt. Was Cedric on trial for murder or for being the only suspect left? In a case built on circumstantial evidence, the defense argued, doubt should prevail. The trial, beginning September 2025, became a national spectacle. Cedric sat impassive, denying everything. Delphine's family sought answers. Delphine's lover, Jean, testified about her fear of Cedric and their stolen future. The gendarme's admission of a phone record error gave the defense ammunition. Cedric's mother, Nadine, recounted his chilling threat, her regret palpable. Former cellmates and partners repeated claims of Cedric's confessions, but the defense challenged their credibility. Each day, jurors weighed emotional testimony against a lack of hard evidence, searching for the truth. The Jubillar case became a national obsession, captivating France with its mix of love, betrayal, and mystery. Media coverage was relentless. Social media buzzed with theories and amateur sleuths. The case echoed other infamous French crimes, tapping into fears about domestic violence and the hidden dangers within families. Delphine's story became a symbol for women suffering in silence. Public scrutiny blurred fact and rumor, complicating the investigation. Cedric was judged in the court of public opinion long before his trial. The case reflected France's anxieties about justice, violence, and the search for truth. As the trial neared its end, France waited for a verdict that would define justice in the absence of a body. A conviction would affirm that circumstantial evidence can be enough. An acquittal would highlight the dangers of convicting on suspicion alone. For Delphine's family, only a guilty verdict could bring closure. For Cedric, acquittal meant freedom, but not peace. The jury faced an impossible task: decide guilt or innocence with only fragments of truth. The case forced a national reckoning with domestic violence, media influence, and the limits of justice. Whatever the outcome, the Jubillar affair would leave a lasting mark on France. The final question lingers. Can there ever be justice for Delphine when her story remains unfinished?